In today's video, we will see the most heroic dog who saved a girl from a lion attack. The girl was playing near the fence of their enclosure when all of a sudden one of the lions jumped over the fence to try and attack her. But luckily, the dog was there in time to save her life. This dog is really brave and it also has a really big heart. This is the story of a dog who risked its own life to save the life of a little girl. This dog named Champ is a 6-year-old Akita Inu who lives in a small village in Japan with his owner and her family. Champ's owner works as a veterinarian and often takes care of injured or sick animals. She also has a small zoo on her property where she keeps some of the animals that she caught and released back into the wild. One of these animals is a white lion named Shisintado, which translates to snowy mountain lion. Shisintado is a friendly and curious animal, but he can be very mischievous at times. One day, Champ's owner was busy with a patient, so she left Champ in charge of watching over the zoo while she was gone. As she worked in her office, she could hear the sounds of the animals in the zoo, including the lions. Suddenly, she heard a blood-curdling scream from one of the girls who was visiting the zoo with her family. The girl's name was Yuna, and she was playing near the fence of the lion's enclosure. The last thing she remembered was seeing the lion jump over the fence, and then everything went black. Meanwhile, Champ had heard the commotion and immediately ran to the source of the noise. He jumped over the fence and found Yuna lying on the ground with a lion standing over her, growling fiercely. Without hesitation, Champ jumped into action and started barking furiously at the lion. The lion, startled by the sudden appearance of the dog, let out a loud roar and tried to attack Champ. However, the dog was agile and quick and managed to dodge the lion's claws. As the two animals were fighting, Champ kept barking and growling, trying to scare the lion away. Meanwhile, Yuna regained consciousness and saw the dog fighting the lion to protect her. Overwhelmed with gratitude, she started petting and hugging Champ, which made the dog even more determined to save her life. The fight between the dog and the lion continued for several minutes, and finally the lion, exhausted and realizing he was outnumbered, decided to retreat back into his enclosure. Once the coast was clear, Champ licked Yuna's face to make sure she was okay. Then he barked loudly to alert the other people at the zoo that they needed help. Soon, Champ's owner and the other staff members arrived at the scene and rushed Yuna to the hospital. Despite her injuries, Yuna survived the attack and made a full recovery. The lion, on the other hand, was tranquilized and taken off exhibit for further evaluation. It turned out that the lion had been agitated by a group of visitors who were making loud noises and throwing objects into his enclosure. This, combined with the fact that the fence was old and in need of repair, caused the lion to become aggressive and jump over the fence. After the incident, the staff at the zoo took extra precautions to make sure that nothing like this would happen again. They reinforced the lioness enclosure and increased the frequency of inspections to ensure the safety of both the visitors and the animals. News of Champ's heroism spread quickly, and he became a local celebrity overnight. People from all over came to the zoo just to meet the brave dog and shake his paw. Champ was also awarded a Medal of Honor by the local animal welfare organization for his bravery and quick thinking. Champ's owner was incredibly proud of her dog and couldn't imagine what would have happened to Yuna if he hadn't been there to protect her. She knew that Champ wasn't just a pet, he was a true hero. For his part, Champ seemed very humble about his heroic deed. He continued to do his daily routine at the zoo, playing with the other dogs, chasing squirrels, and protecting the younger animals. To everyone who knew him, Champ was not just a brave dog. He was a loyal, friendly, and gentle giant who had a heart of gold. As the years passed, Champ continued to live a happy and fulfilling life at the zoo. He remained a beloved figure among the staff and visitors alike, and his story became a local legend. Every year on the anniversary of the lion attack, Champ's owner and the people of the town would hold a small ceremony in his honor. during which they would tell the story of his bravery to the younger generation. Meanwhile, Yuna grew up with the memory of the brave dog who saved her life forever in her heart. She visited the zoo often and never failed to give Champ the extra treats and belly rubs that he loved so much. As Champ grew older, his fur began to turn gray and his steps became slower. But his spirit remained strong and his heart remained kind. When he finally passed away at the age of 12, the people of the town mourned the loss of the great hero dog. A statue was erected in his honor in the main square of the town, and his story continued to be told for generations to come. The story of the white lion and the heroic dog serves as a reminder that even in the face of danger, courage and kindness can prevail. Champ's willingness to put his own life on the line to save a human being is truly remarkable, and his story has inspired many people to be more compassionate and heroic in their own lives. So the next time you hear a scary noise or see a dangerous animal, remember the story of Champ and the white lion, and don't be afraid to show courage and kindness to those around you. Now let's move on to the next video. The lion was furious because the dog had entered its territory. The dog did not feel threatened by the lion and decided to stand its ground. The two animals stared each other down for a moment before the dog decided to make a move. It charged towards the lion, and the two animals began to fight. The lion was bigger and stronger than the dog, but the dog was faster and more agile. It dodged the lion's attacks and managed to land some bites on the lion's nose. The lion roared in pain and anger and continued to attack the dog. The dog continued to dodge and weave, trying to find an opening to strike back. The fight between the dog and the lion continued for several minutes, and neither animal was able to get the upper hand. Finally, the dog managed to get behind the lion and bite it in the neck. The lion roared in pain and collapsed to the ground. The dog stood over the lion and barked furiously, letting out all of its pent-up energy. The dog had won the fight, but it had also sustained some injuries. It had several deep scratches on its body, and one of its legs was bleeding. The dog limped away from the lion and went to find some water to clean its wounds. A few days later, the dog was feeling better, and it returned to the place where it had fought the lion. It wanted to see if the lion had survived the attack. To its surprise, the lion was still there, and it looked weak and hungry. The dog felt a surge of sympathy for the lion, and it brought it some food. The lion was too weak to get up and eat the food, so the dog fed it by mouth. Over the next few days, the dog continued to bring food and water to the lion. It also stayed with the lion at night to protect it from other animals. The lion eventually recovered from its injuries, and it began to roam the forest once again. The dog was happy to see that it had made a friend out of its sworn enemy, and it continued to visit the lion whenever it had the chance. The dog and the lion became the best of friends, and they spent their days hunting and playing together. The dog learned that the lion was not as fierce and scary as it looked, and the lion learned that the dog was not as weak and helpless as it seemed. Together, the dog and the lion lived a happy and fulfilling life in the forest, and they were a sight to behold as they ran through the trees and chased each other through the tall grass. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more amazing stories of bravery and friendship between humans and animals. Also, share this video with your friends and family and let them know what an amazing story it is. Thank you for watching.